Jurgen, what's the overall feeling coming away with a point?
Yeah, very disappointed, obviously. I think everybody would see it the same way. It was actually only possible that one team wins the game, and that's us, with the chances we created, with the possession we had, with all the things we did. It was a tough one at the end of a 10-day, 4 games period. Really tough, but I thought the boys did really well. We just concede out of nothing and need a few more chances and kind of scrappy goals in the end to score twice. But then we are 2-1 up, could control it. And still, how I said, in a lot of moments playing really well, but just not the final situation we didn't take in the right way. And that's been the story of the last 4 weeks, if you want. And that's why we drew here today.
Has it felt somewhat unlucky that you can go through periods of a season where, say, one of your attackers may be out of form, but it's felt like it's almost come at the same time for quite a few of them?
There's nothing really to say about that, because it's you see the games. It's like it is. How I said, we came here together and we go through that together. That's all. The boys wanted. The boys fought hard. The boys gave up everything. For some of them, was definitely too hard today. Yeah, that's it.
We saw the reaction from your team in the second half, because it must have been difficult at half-time, having conceded that goal. How pleased were you with that reaction? It
was very good. That was obviously what we needed. Then an early goal helps, obviously. Then we were in charge all the time with the first half. I told the boys half-time was actually the worst thing we do here is that I don't understand is that we, after each chance we miss, you can see everybody like throwing arms, stuff like this. Instead of a chance, it's actually the closest you can get to a goal. So we have to be there more positive. We have to accept these kind of things and then do it again. And then you score early. And then you could see that gave the boys, obviously, but we had before, I think, already a chance from Ryan, if I'm right. After that, big chances. We had really big chances in the box. We played well. We didn't finish the situations off. And that's now what we have to acknowledge and carry on.
People are discussing your exchange with Mo Salah before he came on. Can you tell us what was being said?
No, but we spoke already in the dressing room. For me, that's done.
Where does this leave Liverpool then in the title race, Jurgen? 5 points behind Arsenal if they win the North London derby tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood to talk about that, to be honest, and to look at that at all. So we had to win here. We knew that. We didn't. So. And now we have a little bit more time between now and the next game. We'll try to bring to get the boys ready again, and then we will go again.
We appreciate your time. Thank
you. It happened on the pitch. On the only game at the time being played between the two most high-profile men at the football club. It's not like it is. It's something's not right. What did you make of it when you first saw the replay of it?
I got the impression that. And again, I've learned a little bit more, but you asked me what I first thought of it.
Yep.
I thought at the time that Salah was angry that he wasn't on the field to start with, and that Jurgen had gone up to him and said something like, I'm guessing here, mate. I was like, right, we need you to step up and score. And he's like, I would have done that from the start. And then I don't know what happened. It just got into like real arguments and stuff. And obviously I've since found out that maybe it was to do with, you mentioned to us before, maybe it was to do a little bit more with like the subs not being ready and all that.
That was Jamie Carragher's interpretation. Obviously, he's a seasoned pro. He knows, but like that, he's just guessing as well. But he was like, he said the only reason the manager would react like this is maybe the player wasn't ready to come on.
Well, I'll contend that no matter what, it comes from Salah not starting the game.
You're frustrated.
It has to come from, because Salah's never been dropped before, and it was a drop today. He wasn't rested. He was dropped for this game against West Ham in a title running. And that frustration, however it manifests itself, comes from Salah not starting the game and not being trusted, and seeing Elliott being given that opportunity. And there's a frustration, of course, that Liverpool have just conceded a goal, and everything's flared up a little bit because of that as well. This is a talking point that won't end now. This is a talking point that will carry on, because it will carry on until Jurgen Klopp leaves, and I think it might have repercussions into the summer and the new manager and what Salah wants to do in the future and everything. I think this is a crucial time in the history of Liverpool and Mohamed Salah, and it might just be the beginning of the end. I don't want it to be, but I think it's got the potential to be the beginning of the end, Steve.
I suppose we don't know what was said to the manager or from the manager to the player. We've got no idea.
And we won't, by the sounds of it now.
Maybe when he leaves, someone might say, who knows, there might be an expose or there's a microphone that picks up down the line or something. But whatever's said, Mo Salah's not stupid, and I understand we're all emotional at times, and sometimes you just don't control yourself. He knows the cameras are on him. Like when he goes back to Jurgen and then goes again, it's like 3 times he goes back towards him.
Call me back.
At that point, like that's and it's very unlike him. Like I've seen Mo Salah get booted off the pitch and laugh it off. He obviously cares, but like, he doesn't seem to ever really get that angry. We are surprised by Mo Salah in that situation because he's not. If you said that a player having a touchline row with a manager, he probably isn't in the top 10 first people you think of having a row with a manager.
And in that regard, I completely agree. I was dead surprised that it was Mo, but then equally, he's a born winner and he doesn't believe that his form deserves being dropped. He believes probably that his form over the last sort of 5-6 years is what keeps him in the side. And, it does boil down to frustration. It boils down to the fact that we've conceded a goal. It boils down to the fact that he's not started the game. And, it boils down to the fact that he might think the manager's made some bad decisions as well over the course of the last few weeks, and not least being not starting Mo Salah in this game. Not long for him to make an impact. Obviously, you come on at 2-2. We could have answered your critics slightly better, to be honest, because I don't think he was great again. I think his first touch wasn't great. He had that one run where he drives through the centre and you're like, just pick Núñez out. And he plays a shocking pass, quite frankly, to Núñez. And it's lucky that Núñez is kind of on it and plays it quickly back to Elliott to get the shot off for the bar, wasn't it? But other than that, I didn't think Salah was great when he came on. So you need to answer your critics in the manager in the best way possible. And that's on the football field, not on the sidelines, shoving a finger in his face. I'm sure because of the way that Jurgen is, he will be able to put his arm around Mo and talk to Mo. I'm sure they've got a great relationship. They're both seasoned pros, experienced fellas. They'll know how to put this beside them to one side for a little bit. But what are you putting it to the side for? Because it doesn't feel like they're fighting for anything now. So it is a worrying time, Steve. And do you to answer my question from earlier, do you think this could have repercussions that ends up with Salah leaving the club?